Lock in all sports, all plays, all 5% best bets for the next 30 days from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper for only $1.99 versus the regular price of $3.49 for a total savings of $1.50. Prices are already discounted across the board and no coupon is required. Just head over to WagerTalk.com, pick your favorite handicapper in the experts menu, and lock them in for 30 days across all sports for only $1.99.
Hey guys, Carmine, Bianco, WagerTalk.com with another edition of Stoppage Time. This is the Europa League edition. Four games up today to decide our semifinalists. We are going to cover all four: Man United, Granada, Ajax, Roma, Slavia Prague, Arsenal, and Villarreal, Dinamo Zagreb. With me from Sports Memo is Pavlos Laguretos, and from WagerTalk.com it is Kevin Dolan and the late arriving Nick Borrman. Let's bring them all in. Kev, I'm going to go to you first. You're on a pretty good roll. Number one capper last 3 days, number one capper last 7 days, 65% hit rate. You're in all sports. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's been a nice rerun now. Come off a split in soccer last night in the Champions League games. Another winner in NBA, 25-8 run in NBA. So really happy with that. And, we got a triple pack up for tonight. So let's talk some Europa League.
Awesome. Mr. Borrman, tell me what you have up today, how you're doing, and anything in general.
Yeah, I have a same as Kevin, a Europa League 3-pack up there with a plus 450 play. So a long shot winner. Hopefully we can cash one of those. Yesterday, a good day split, or actually had a push and a win yesterday after starting off Tuesday with a bad day in the Champions League. So hoping to keep that going into the Europa today.
Awesome. We told you you'd get there. So good stuff, and just keep it rolling. Sports Memo, the man with the exact scores, the savant himself, the guy who I thought was in Greece, but apparently moved to Spain, and I'm not sure where he is today, but let's check in on him. Pavlos Laguretos, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. I'm coming off a brutal day in the Champions League. I didn't get any winners. It's just a really weird goalless draw. Anyway, today it looks much better. I have a soccer 6-pack from the Europa League. I have a couple of correct scores, prop bets, you name it. I have a lot of plays, and you know me, I'm very good at being on a bounce back mode, and today is such a day. So let's do this.
Awesome. Bounce back mode is where it's at, and let's get right to it, guys. First game right out of the hopper. It's the big one if you're a fan of Man United at home against Granada. Leg 1, they won in Spain 2-0. United are minus 225 in this game. The draw is plus 350. Granada, a juicy plus 600. And the total here is at 2.75, which is a split line of 2.5 and 3. As I mentioned, leg 1 was a pretty much an easy win for this United team. They're set up here to head into the next round, the knockout into the semifinals, and they'll face the winner of the Ajax Roma tie in the next round. So I'm going to go to Pavlos first on this one. Give me your thoughts on this game.
Yeah, I'm staying the hell away from United tonight. They won the first leg on the road by 2-0, so they don't even need a win here. They can even progress with a 1-0 loss here. So they've been great. Actually, they haven't been great against Spanish sides. Manchester United have just won 9 wins in 27 matches against Spanish sides, and they have won just one of their last 10 matches as hosts against Spanish sides. However, most of the Spanish sides that they meet are not Granada grade. So this is seemingly an easy match for them. But as I said, I'm not gonna bet on United tonight. If anything, I could look towards Granada +1 at +105. They've been great this season. They only came from the La Liga last season. They've been great in their first ever presence in the Europa League. They've scored in 6 of their 7 away matches this season in the Europa League, and I think that they could score here. I mean, they could make United sweat here a little bit. I think both teams to score here, or Granada +1, plus 105 is the way to go here.
All right, I like it. Nick, I know you're an exact score guy at times as well too. A lot of guys missing. Well, not a lot of guys, but players from both sides on those yellow card accumulations. You have Maguire and Shaw, yellow cards. McTominay, those are on the United side of it. On the Granada side, you have Bryce, you have Duarte. Is there anyone else with yellow cards? And then there's another 4 players who are coaches' decisions who are out. We did see a Granada team that were missing, I think, seven regulars in that 2-0 loss at home. Does this factor into your decision at all, or are you just going a different way with this game?
I mean, I just think it's going to be a simple tactic for United. Like we saw from all the leaders really in the Champions League the last 2 days, is you have the lead going in the second, play defense. And United did that, did that well against Granada in the first leg. They only let up about 0.3 to 0.35 expected goals to Granada in that game. I can't see Solskjaer doing anything but setting up defensively here, keeping these guys. I mean, don't give Granada any hope, right? So they're going to set up defensively. They don't need a win. Pavlos is right. I don't see a reason to really bet United here. I mean, they could win, but they don't need to. I like the team total under for Granada. I mean, it's half a goal, so to bet them not to score in this game is plus 105. I think it's great value. I mean, if you look at the numbers for Granada in La Liga, they have the worst expected goal difference game on the road because most of it, if you look at their success, I've talked about them plenty of times. You guys know I like Granada. But on the road, they are a big fade team, and I just do not trust them to get on the board here. United's going to do everything they can to just end this match early by taking the steam out of Granada's attack and not giving them hardly any room to move the ball. So I think it's a team total under a half a goal here for Granada for a small little plus price. I think it's worth the money there.
All right, Kev, I tend to agree with Nick in that sense. I was on the wrong end of the thinking process with regards to the Real Madrid Liverpool game. I thought if Liverpool could get some type of offense going in that first 20 to 30 minutes and get an early goal, that we could see a game that had more than enough goals to get it over that total yesterday. And as he said, Real Madrid just played a great defensive game, saw it out, and did what they had to do. And it's the similar thing with United here. They don't need to score. They just need to play extremely well defensively, not make any mistakes, and just see this result out. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was on the over last night with you, and I thought, in fairness, we were a little unlucky. Salah had numerous chances to put the ball away, so that game could have completely been different, providing those chances got slotted. But I'm going to look towards the total in this one as well. I wouldn't put anyone off taking Pinnacle or hanging out Granada plus 1.25. I would lean that way as well if I had to go on the match line. I just think this is another low-scoring game here. We know Granada are going to need to push forward at some point in this game, but I really don't think it'll be early. Similar to what we said about Porto on Tuesday. If they give up an early goal to Manchester United here, this tie is over. So it'll be paramount for Granada to keep things tight as they can here at the back, and look to potentially grind out a result through a set piece or a penalty and try and push this one into overtime. Interestingly, Granada's last 5 competitive matches have all witnessed a converted penalty. So that very much could be on the cards here as well. And Granada have netted a goal past the 70th minute in 6 of the last 9 matches as well. So, we could see a penalty. We could see some late drama thrown into this one. It's got to be under for me in this one. I do expect another fairly cagey game. United might sit back on this one, look to defend. So, yeah, under 2.5 for me.
All right. Love it. And if they go on, they're going to face the winners of this next one. It is Roma and Ajax. Roma plus 175 at home. The draw is plus 290. Ajax are favorites, slight favorites here at plus 130. The total here is 3.25, which is a split line of 3.5. Leg one, Roma 2-1. Ajax had this game. We could probably say Ajax had this game. 1-0 lead and then a 53rd or 54th minute penalty, which was missed by Tadic to put them up 2-0. And at 1-0 after that missed penalty, literally 4 minutes later, Roma equalized. And then in the 87th minute, Roma got the late winner to win 2-1, the all-important 2 away goals, which puts Ajax behind the 8 ball here. Nick, I'm going to go to you first on this one. Give me your thoughts on this one. Are you looking sides or are we looking totals?
Maybe both. I mean, the Bayern game, if there was ever a game that was more, I guess, misleading as far as the score goes in that first leg, right? We talked about that Bayern game and how they lost, but they really dominated the play. Ajax might have dominated even more and came away losers in that first match. I had Ajax plus both teams to score for a big payout, but obviously didn't cash. But I feel like it was the right side. I mean, they dominated the game. They put up, over 3 expected goals on Roma. And if they scored that early second half penalty and went up 2-0, I think they probably cruised to a victory. But, of course, they didn't. And then Roma scored not too much long later. And then, of course, near the end of the game to steal that one away. Roma, the worry here for me is their defense. At home this past weekend, 1-0 over Bologna, despite allowing over 2 expected goals, which is just a very alarming pattern. Their last 5 games allowed 2.04 expected goals to Bologna, 3.13 to Ajax, 3.38 to Sassuolo, 1.07, that's the low one, to Napoli, and 2.1 to Parma. That's an average of 2.3 expected goals allowed per game, and that is a alarming pattern that if it continues, I mean, it's going to bite them in the ass. And I think Ajax is the team that can certainly capitalize on it. Usually, they're very clinical in their finishing, and it was odd to see them not be able to put the ball away. I mean, if you watch that game, they had so many good passes into the box. Roma just had like no for anything they were doing close to the goal. They were just lucky that they couldn't put them in the net. And if I get chances on this game, to me, there's very little chance that Ajax doesn't convert this time. So I like this in a lot of different ways. Ajax just to win is the simplest one, plus 130. You could take that at plus 200 or over 3.5 goals at plus 125. All plus prices. I think Roma probably do still get on the board here because their offense is good. I just don't trust their defense, and I think Ajax can score 3 goals here to win this thing as they might need to. So a lot of different ways to play it, but I think Ajax is going to come away.
Yeah, Kev, going to Kev next on this one. I look at, Roma scored, they seem to be able to find the back of the net in these home fixtures in Europa League. 3-0 over Shakhtar Donetsk, 3-1 over Braga, 3-1 over Young Boys. You'd have to go 4 back to find a scoreless draw against CSK Sofia. But this Ajax team is a much better team than any of those 4 teams that they faced. And sort of the dynamic, as you know, is getting those 2 away goals. You can probably take a play on Ajax here. Roma would be fine. I'm not saying they're going to, but Roma would be fine losing this game 1-0 because of those 2 away goals. It's the dynamic that worked in the PSG and the PSG and Bayern Munich game on Tuesday. PSG just held on, but they were fine at the end of the day with a 1-0 win because they won 3-2 on the road and got those big 3 away goals. Thoughts on this game?
Well, you know what? I'm absolutely delighted because finally I get to disagree with Nick. So happy finally, yeah. Because I like Roma here. Look, it won't be a strong play, but I completely agree with Nick in terms of if Tadic had converted that penalty, I believe Ajax would have seen the game out, but they didn't. And coincidentally, that was Ajax's first loss from a winning position. Games where they actually scored first and took the lead since May 2019. So that could be a massive confidence blow to Ajax here, travelling all the way to Italy. Because of that, I have to look towards the home side catching a quarter goal here. Roma, despite all the defensive issues, they have a phenomenal record at home here in Europe over the last few seasons. They've lost just once over the last 20, including 4 straight in Europa League this season. And most damningly for Ajax, Roma have never lost to a Dutch opponent at home in European club history. So you can take from that what you will. We know Ajax have to push forward in this one as they need 2 goals minimum here to stay alive in this tie. But Nick said as well, this Roma offense is good, and that's only going to create more opportunities at the back for Roma to exploit here. And I can see them definitely getting on the score sheet, perhaps a couple of times here. Gillarossi, look, we said this on the show before, they are my favourite club in Europe, so I'll definitely be rooting for them tonight over Nick's Ajax. But bias aside, honestly, Roma plus the quarter goal here is the way I'd look in here. That's what I see as the value side.
All right. And Pavlos, I'm going to go to you with the last word on this one. I'm just going to ask you this question. I mentioned some of those score lines. How about a Ajax 3-1 exact score at plus 1400? What are your thoughts?
Love it.
3-1. I like the 3-1, but I like the 2-1 even more. You know, guys, I have this thing like a fetish where I like to play the correct score of the first leg on the second leg. So the match, yeah, it's like a fetish for me. So I like to bet on the correct score of the first leg to show up in the second leg, so the match goes to extra time. So if you feel like this to happen, Ajax to win by 2-1 and send the match to extra time goes at around plus 800, plus 850, and I love it. Now the thing is, I think Kevin mentioned Roma have been great at home in European competitions. They've qualified in all 11 times. They won the first leg on the road, while Ajax, they have qualified in just 3 of the 15 times they lost the first leg at home. So yeah, I think Ajax could win here. They do get their backup goalkeeper, which is a really good goalkeeper for this match. In the first leg, they used a youngster, and he was not very stable. I think their defense will be a little bit more stable now. However, Roma do get also, they have some returns in the offensive line with Mkhitaryan and Pedro. So, yeah, I think we'll see goals here, and I really love the 2-1 correct score. And the 3-1 also works for me. I love it.
All right, awesome. You know, Pavlos, you will see probably like the 2-1 score line, but because in order to get the 3-1, there 2-1 has to be one of the score lines you probably have to see. So 3-1 plus 1400 Ajax, write it down. I think I'm playing that once we go off air on this show. Guys, before we head to the third game that the team everyone just loves to hate, we're going to get to that Arsenal game in a second. It's the final day to get the Sock 70 promo. Get 30 days of soccer from your favorite capper, one of the 4 guys on this show. $70 off the regular price of $199. So you get it for $129. You get every single play for the next 30 days in soccer, including 5% plays. Use the code SOCK70 in the drop-down menu when for your coupon when you're checking out at Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com. All right, let's get to the third game. Kev, I'm going to go to you first on this one. Slavia Prague and Arsenal. Leg 1 finished 1-1. It looked like Arsenal were on their way to a 1-0 win in leg 1, but then Arsenal became the Arsenal that we all love to hate at times. Allowed a 93rd minute goal off a set piece corner. And away we go. It's 1-1, and they've got everything to do now at Prague. The line here, Slavia Prague plus 360. The draw is plus 275. Arsenal minus 134, and the total is 2.5. Kev, take it away.
Yeah, it is an interesting game. I said last week how Prague to me were the surprise package of this year's tournament. They did it again. You know, they cost me previously, not only in opinions, but, you know, cash. They knocked out Leicester. I didn't have a play on that, but I expected Leicester to qualify. I backed the dreaded Rangers to put them out of this competition also. They proved me wrong on that one. So, you know, I said last week because of that, I wanted absolutely no part of Arsenal, especially laying a full goal. And thankfully call that 1-1 correct scoreline on this first leg as well, albeit, as you said, very late. But I'll go back to the well again here. Slavia unbeaten now in 23 straight games, won 17 of them outright. They haven't lost in this venue since December 2019, including going unbeaten in 10 of the last 11 home games here in Europa League action. The one that they did lose was to Chelsea. I think we can say that Chelsea are a better team than Arsenal have been over the last number of seasons. And, you know, Arsenal have just one win in their last 5 games overall, that coming to bottom feeder Sheffield United at the weekend. So it is a bit of a stretch, in my opinion, to install them as minus 3/4 goal favourites, you know, ahead of this one on the road, potentially without Aubameyang as well. So we mentioned the historical angles in this tie last week, with Slavia losing 4 of the last 5 European home legs against English opposition. That last one, as we said, coming against Chelsea, and scoring just one solitary goal over those 5 matches as well. Arsenal, meanwhile, have never lost to a Czech Republic side and have never even conceded a goal in the Czech Republic either. So historically, at least, there is plenty to like about Arsenal here. However, I can't do it. As I said, I'll go back to the well. I think Slavia Prague plus 3/4 at home is the play here, and I would not be surprised to see this one finish 1-1 again and push this one into extra time. Slavia Prague to win in extra time is actually going off at 33-1. I'll have a little sprinkle on that. Huge odds, so it's well worth a shot in my opinion for the more adventurous bettors out there. But in terms of a straight play tonight, I'll take the home side plus the 3/4 goal mark, because a win or draw here for Slavia looks way more likely to me than an Arsenal 2-goal plus blowout, in order to cash the full ticket on them. So yeah, Slavia Prague plus 3/4 of a goal for me on this one.
All right. Pavlos, this Arsenal team, I'm going to throw another exact score at you. I'm going to slightly disagree with my man, Kevin, my brother in arms. 2-0 Arsenal, plus 650. They should have had a clean sheet last week. I think they get the clean sheet here. I hope they get the clean sheet here. Plus 650, 2-0. What do you think?
Well, the thing is that Arsenal have only kept 3 clean sheets in the last 20 matches on the road in all competitions against Sheffield United, West Brom, and Brighton, which are 3 of possibly EPL's worst teams. So I don't really trust Arsenal's defense. I mean, I simply can't trust them. I don't know what Arteta is doing. He used Xhaka as a left back over the weekend. It did work out for him, but now he's back at the midfield. I have a couple of props for this match, if you don't mind, guys. First of all, this match is officiated by Cüneyt Çakır. He's the Turkish guy who always gets penalties. This season, he has 4 penalty kicks in 4 Champions League matches and 1 penalty kick in 1 Europa League match. Last season, he awarded 19 penalty kicks in 30 matches in all competitions. He played in 4 Champions League matches. He had 6 penalty kicks. This guy is insane in penalty kicks. So if you like 1 penalty kick to show up at plus 137, 1 penalty kick to be scored plus 250. I mentioned Xhaka before because he's a holding midfielder for Arsenal, and he's a hothead. He's a really dirty player, and this is a crucial match. And I think that he will be carded today. If you think that he will be carded today, he's going at plus 250 to be carded. So yeah, I think we'll see a penalty kick, Xhaka card, and maybe, just maybe, Slavia Prague's Sima to score goes around at plus 350. It's a 19-year-old guy. He's very talented. He has 11 goals in league play, 4 goals in the Europa League, and he's already receiving interest from many EPL sides. So he'll be looking to prove himself and show himself in a match against an English side. So I'm going to do a fast recap. A penalty kick to be awarded plus 137. A penalty kick to be scored plus 250. Xhaka to be carded at plus 250. And Sima to score plus 350. That's all.
That's all.
That's all he says. All right, Nick, I'm going to go to you. 5 games Arsenal played in Europa League thus far, group stages and in the knockout stages so far. 4-2 over Kevin's favorite team, Dundalk. 3-0 over Molde. 2-1 over Rapid Vienna. 1-1 with Benfica. And in the last round of the knockout stages, 1-0 over Olympiacos. Can they go unbeaten and make it 5 wins in 6?
I think so, but I want to preface I really don't like this game that much. It is going to be very tight. I don't fully trust Arsenal. At the same time, they have shown up in this competition, as you just mentioned, in a lot of those games, especially the last 2 knockout rounds, doing what they needed to against Benfica and Olympiacos in both of the second legs. And, I think there's a good chance they can do that. You guys mentioned that the goal line spread at minus 3/4 right now. You can pay, I saw last night, I didn't look this morning, but minus 130 was Arsenal just to win the game. If I was going to play a side, I'd go there. That way, at least you can still cash your ticket on a 1-goal win, or your full ticket anyway, on a 1-goal win. The matchup over the weekend, you're watching the Arsenal game over the weekend, is what's going to be interesting here. Saka is back. He did not play in the first leg, and over the weekend, I know we're talking about Sheffield United, but him and Lacazette looked just great on the field together, and Aubameyang was on the bench, and I'd honestly be very, very surprised if Arteta does not go back to that same lineup and Aubameyang is still on the bench in this game. And I don't think that's an issue. I think the way those two played together up front was just beautiful. And I think if they can keep that, I don't know, confidence going and roll into this game, I think there's a good chance they can walk out of here with this win and move on to the semifinals. I'm not in love with this game, but if I'm going to pick a side here, I'm going to go with Arsenal. Small minus 130 price tag on them, I think is okay. But don't go big on this. At least I'm not.
All right. For the guys in the chat, it pains me to hear Nick say that he's leaning towards Arsenal. I was kind of hoping all three guys on the show would be against me on this one, just so I could tell you guys to hit that button there. But anyways, hit that like button, guys. Show some love to our co-hosts on the show here. Let's head over to the final game of the four. Villarreal and Dinamo Zagreb. Villarreal minus 223. The draw is plus 320. Dinamo Zagreb are a juicy plus 700 if you think they can get the upset here. And the total is 2.5. Villarreal got the workmanlike 1-0 win away. We know how Spanish sides do in this competition over the years, especially with a team like Sevilla, who seem to have owned this competition, winning, I think, 5 or 6 titles. Let's go to Pavlos first on this one, since it's the Spanish side and you reside in Spain. Let's get your thoughts on this one, my friend.
Yeah, Villarreal, they've been great on the Europa League this season. They have won all 5 home matches in the Europa League, and they scored 2 or more goals in all 5 matches. Their total record in the Europa League this season is 10 wins and 1 draw, which is amazing. So the last non-Spanish team to beat them at home was Lyon, and that was 3 years ago. And Dinamo Zagreb, they did great in the previous round to overcome Tottenham. And however, they've not been very good in Spain. Their last win against the Spanish side was back in 2010, and it was against Villarreal, oddly enough. And since then, they've lost all 6 matches. So they do have some problems up front. I think both of their starting forwards are either injured or questionable. So they're not going to be risked. They're not going to play the full They're not going to play the full 90 minutes. This, to be honest, this looks like an under to me. Since Villarreal, they don't even need to win. Even a goalless draw can just push them through. So, or any draw for that matter. So this is a tricky task, tricky match. In my opinion, I wouldn't back Villarreal here. If you like it, the odds are really low. I don't love it, so I'm just staying away. Again, I'm gonna call upon my fetish on correct scores and Zagreb to win by 1-0 to send the match to extra time goes at around, I think, plus 1400. Yeah, so that's the way to go here for me. I think. This, of course, this could be an over. I mean, if Dinamo Zagreb, if they score an early goal, things could get tough for Villarreal. They would have to go up front. I don't really love this match. If anything, if I play anything, it's gonna be the correct score. Zagreb to win by 1-0.
All right. I tend to agree with you on the low scoring part of it. I think they just have to see it out. They play extremely well defensively. They didn't give Zagreb much in that leg one at home. So I'm not sure here in Spain whether they can even break through against this Spanish side. Nick, I'm going to go to you next on this one.
Villarreal did what they had to in that first leg, 1-0 win. I don't see anything but a similar style game being played out here. Listen, Unai Emery knows how to win in the Europa League. He's got the 3 straight Europa titles with Sevilla a few years ago. And I think he's going to be able to see this one out, much unlike our boy Mourinho in the last round, who couldn't advance past these guys. But at the end of the day, I don't like the line on Villarreal. It's too much to lay for them not needing a win here. At the same time, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, just like it was in the first time. You can combine Villarreal to win and under 3.5 goals to buy the total up and get that around even money. I really like that combo play in this game, as I see another kind of 1-0 score being played out here. I don't think Villarreal is going to give them any chance. When you look at Villarreal's Europa record, the first 3 games they played in the group stage all went over the total, but since then, so it's now 8 straight, including all 5 here in the knockout rounds, have stayed under 3.5 goals. So that's kind of why I like buying this thing up to that 3.5 total. I know it's a second leg, and they can sometimes get high scoring, but like we saw in the Champions League, all the teams that had the leads in the first legs went into defensive mode and did what they had to do. This is La Liga versus the Croatian side. I think it's just too good on Villarreal side and too much experience from a managerial standpoint to let them back in this game. So I like the combo, Villarreal and under 3.5.
Yeah, Kev, I tend to agree with Nick. If we look at all 4 games last Thursday, you had a 1-1 game, Slavia, Prague, Arsenal, and that second goal came in the 93rd minute. You had Roma winning 2-1. The second Roma goal came with about 3 minutes left. You had Villarreal winning 1-0 and United winning 2-0. It was not an exciting, from a goal scoring point of view, a bunch of leg ones on Thursday, and it's all about teams trying to see it out today. Are we looking at another round of low-scoring games, including this one? Villarreal have only allowed 1 goal in their last 4 Europa League games at home. They beat Maccabi Tel Aviv 4-0. They beat Qarabag 3-0. Salzburg, who I think have a better offensive unit than this Dinamo Zagreb team, they beat them 2-1. So, and then Dinamo Kiev 2-0. So, thoughts on this one? Are we looking at a low-scoring game?
Yeah, I mean, if I was playing a total, I would definitely lean under. I already hung out a free play on this game back on Tuesday up at WagerTalk, which was Dinamo Zagreb plus a half in the first half of this game. Zagreb have been notoriously tight in the road in this competition. They've lost just once over the last 5 away from home. They've kept a clean sheet in 3 of those games as well. So I definitely think they can keep things tight early on here against Villarreal, who, as we said, they don't need a win. And actually 64.29% of all their goals over the last month have come in the second half. So, Dynamo Zagreb plus a half in the first half looks value for me tonight. If I was playing this game, that's the way I'd be looking.
All right, that's what I love to hear. Guys, 4 games. You heard them all. We covered them all. You can watch this video a little bit later when it gets posted if you need a refresher on the games. Remember that promo ends tonight at midnight. SOC $70 off a $199 30-day soccer all-access package. So you'll get it for $129. And this is going to carry you right through to just about the end of the European season. And MLS soccer kicks off this weekend. I know Pavlos and his Seattle Sounders are excited about that. I know Nick Borrman and his Philadelphia Union are excited about that. And of course, TFC, my team. Kev's not a big fan of MLS, but maybe we'll get him on one of our sides. Listen, we'll be back next Tuesday. We'll discuss some EPL games because Champions League takes a week off before returning the following week with semifinal action. So we'll cover 4 big games in domestic league play happening during the week. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button, and we will see you next Tuesday. Good luck with your wagers, guys.
Sign up for the free WagerTalk Text Club to gain access to free plays and exclusive discounts. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to sign up and get a $10 coupon to use on WagerTalk.com.